Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Mongol's Chronic Show with Abby and Fred. Yes, again, uh, excuse me. Abby wasn't able to make it on time today. She's got loads and loads of school assignments to attend to. So hopefully, we are looking at a situation where she joins us during the show, as she does as always. So keep your fingers crossed. She'll be here. Um, yeah, today it's been really cold here. It's as if we've gotten into winter full swing here in Cape Town. So because it's really freezing. 2 nights ago it was like 6 degrees, and it wasn't easy. I tell you. Then we yeah. What's our top? Okay, so I'll soon let me bring in Harvey fast before I review what we're discussing, even though I had already sent it to you. Hey, how you doing now?
I'm very well, thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm good. You look okay,
Okay.
really. But why are you
Well, I
being
went
too
out.
serious?
I
Why are you
went
being too
out and
serious?
I came back and you because you said you're not going to pamper me now, so I'm ready. I'm
No,
just telling you that I'm
after
feeling the
all the
vibe
begging
already, so
last
I don't need to be
week,
pampered.
you see, ended
Yes,
up.
because I told
You
no,
had,
it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, but I got pampered
no,
before.
I showed you.
Um,
No, I showed you I was going to pamper you on the show. Honestly.
mhm. So you can see that this pampering is really good. I'm looking very bright, sharp, and ready.
Yeah, yeah.
See?
Mm,
You
can't
see?
believe it.
You
Life is
see?
good.
Life is good.
So, but generally, how was your day today? Saving people
Um,
as usual, this one and all that.
I've been so busy with a lot of paperwork, the NGO, the work as well. I needed to finish a couple of projects by July, so it's been back to back, and with my own private business here and there as well. So it's not easy.
Hmm.
But today's
All
not easy.
around. What if you give me that loan and I help you do the paperwork for today?
I don't need to give a loan for you to do any paperwork for me.
Okay. So
Who is
why?
receiving a call?
No,
Um.
sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm listening.
So why do you not need to give me that? Well, it's something that has to be very it's got an integrity issue with it. So I have to sit back, make sure all the papers, all the books are right and all of that. So I
So
can't I
even
can't
as
I can't give it to you.
a child of God that is professing Jesus,
Don't
Jesus.
don't start. It's too early. Let's not bring this. Bring the topic first. Child of God is the reason why I won't even attend. I will even like as soon as I hear child of God, like I'm allergic to it. when I when
I'm
I hear
glad you
that they're
did this.
Christian, I'm like, okay, yeah. But maybe child of God, I can give you a bit of. I'm like, okay, who is talking? Try and verify other things you've said
No,
before and all of
eh,
that. But if you say you're a
well,
Christian,
in reality, even though I'm a very serious Christian, I don't pick people to do services based on their professing Christianity. It's a very
no, I do,
dangerous.
I do, I
It's
do.
because you really can't
Um,
monitor people. You can't you
See,
can't
this
vouch
this
for
this
people.
is where this is where I have a problem. So if you're going to church, tongue talking, Genesis to Revelation, you know everything. You dress moderately, you act moderately. You're not like somebody like me that will just look at somebody and just be like your head is like coconut head and things like that. Seriously, everything should tally. because you are professing the truth, and the truth must be universal. It doesn't mean that you will come here now and you be the truth and you go back there and you be something else. That's hypocritical. You understand what I mean? So
But
there's no reason. If you say somebody's a child of God, nobody has to be looking. That's the whole point. Nobody has to be looking. You should be your 100% any day, anytime, any day, anytime. I won't go to where I don't want people to see me. And if you see me there, I'll just let you know that yeah, I've been there.
okay, but
So also
I agree
it's
to some
discipline.
extent.
Discipline. It's not, see, what we think is we think religion is the reason why we are moralistic. But no, we can be moral without having a religion. Do you understand what I mean? You can be moral without having a religion. Don't use religion to do cover up. Discipline yourself. Deal with you. When you are disciplined, then you can then now adopt any kind of religion you want to adopt. That's your cup of tea.
Mm. I agree with you too. But you see, like I always tell people, it's only the creator that sees our hearts. Human beings can't really see. And it's anyway, you've learned your lessons. I'm sure you have. So you
No,
know what
no.
to do.
It's the creator that sees our heart. It's also another way that people can use it to say, because it's a scamming line. So the creator that sees
No,
our
it's
heart,
not.
that no, no, you are not
It's actually
scamming, but it's see,
it,
you are not
it
scamming,
prevents scam.
but is a line that they use in saying, no, God sees my heart, and
No, no,
Yoruba
no,
people
not
like
in that
polite.
way. No, no, no. Not in that way. I don't mean it in
Okay,
that way.
okay, okay,
I
okay.
mean, like, you're only human. You can't see you can't know their motive, their intention. They'll say anything to get through to you, but at the end of the day, they'll fall short.
They didn't do whatever they did because they are human. They do what they did because they are fraudsters. That's what it is in plain language. It's not
Simple.
humanity for you to steal somebody's
Okay,
money
look
and
at
not
it this
repay
way.
it back.
Look at it this way.
Yeah.
I am Ron, right? I have the motive to borrow money from you, and I don't want to pay you. Right from onset, I've decided. All I need to do
hmm
is to maintain a consistency of a holy person around me. And that's
I
all it
I
takes.
agree. I agree.
Mm.
But what I'm saying that is that the fact that you already have that motive from the onset does not make you human. It makes you a fraudster. That's what I'm saying. Like you already plan it. This is you being a manipulator, already a scammer. You plan it from beginning to the end. So there's no point. There's no human scammer. There's no Christian scammer. Scammer is a scammer. A fraudster is a fraudster. No brother scammer, no sister scammer. Is a scammer.
I mean, you have to be human first.
So
First.
yeah,
You can't be a
no, you could.
donkey.
There's no. That's yeah. Because see, a lot of people have issues mentally, and unless you start dealing with them because before you understand that what is wrong with them, they thought that oh they're being smart, but there's something in their mental faculty that is already faulty. Because if it's not faulty, you can't sit down and be thinking, I'm going to go and meet Sister Hay and I'm going to tell her I'm going to do this project and I'm not going to refund. That you must be mad. That person is mad. You
Mm.
understand what I mean? So, but because no a lot of facilities, people are not ready to. There's nobody's going to tell them that you're mad. And if they say you're mad, now they start getting angry instead of dealing with the madness that is really affecting them.
Mm.
So let's go to
You're
the
right.
topic. Yeah.
So hold on 1 second. I'm trying to set this thing up. I don't know why it's not set. Okay. Yeah. So the topic for today is religion the answer for everything? So now let me give a backdrop. I'm going to speak in general terms. We have situations where um, okay, maybe you'll be able to explain it better because I've been wrote it the first time and she had to
Yeah.
counter it
Uh,
at one point. So maybe you can explain it better.
do you want me to say something?
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, okay. Now the
Okay.
context of this actual topic is this. There was a situation whereby now okay, let me
Somebody
say it as it
died.
is. Somebody died, and there were rumors allegedly that the person committed suicide, right? It's an alleged. Let me wait on. Hey, so so it was alleged. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good,
I'm
good, good.
Hi,
fine.
Maymon. Quite an age.
Hello.
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 Hiya.
Okay, so it was alleged that the person committed suicide because she was lonely. That's the allegation. Nobody has confirmed. There's no investigation to prove this theory, right? That she was childless, not married, and she died. That she was tired of being alone at 47. Then she died. Again, no confirmation. It's just people carrying rumors on newspaper and social media. There has been no preliminary investigation. There has been no statement from her family. So we're just going by this assumption that ticked off a lot of people on social media saying that, oh, that society shamed and forced her to go that route, that she wouldn't have gone that route if society was not disturbing her that, why aren't you married? Don't you have a child? Why are you single? Blah 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 blah. So that's where the anger was coming from. Even though again it has not been verified, it's still an allegation. So I think that's the basis of this discussion, because they say that, oh, that people that they do that religion, people go to church or mosque and they tell them stay around, you'll find a husband. And this affects women mostly because remember, they always at the receiving end of this kind of discussions. So that's why they said, okay, some churches usually use it as a scam tactics to get single women to fill up the church. But don't worry, it's not really a scam tactics. It's more or less a numerical, commonsensical game, whereby when you have more single people, the likelihood for these single people to meet and marry is higher than when you have more married people than single people. So I think it's a game of chance, not necessarily scam. Okay, I corrected myself, not scam, but game of chance. So we have we people saying that, okay, religion forces people to rush to, now this is the allegation. They are alleging that religion forces women to marry, religion forces women to go and have children, and religion forces people to stay in marriages. So that's the premise of that's the allegation on social media. So I like you, wonderful ladies, to take it from there. At least I've laid it. Did I try? Did I try and laying it out? Did I try my best?
Okay. Um,
Did I try? Did I try?
shall I start first or Maymon start
Did
first?
I try? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
did it
tried.
right. You did it right. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys go on.
Yes, heard you try. Go ahead and let's hear
Okay.
you out.
So, firstly, I would like to say that I know we all like to. There's something that we are very used to. As much as I can't defend religion because it has its own, whatever that I'm going to still talk about. So I need to say that so that it's not like I'm going back and forth. But to start with, if my house, no, I want everyone to listen to this illustration, and for our viewers, those that are going to watch it now or watch it later. If my house is leaking, the roof of my house is leaking, am I going to pray for God to fix it? Or am I going to get the right person to fix it? The answer is in the common sense that I'm going to use, which means that I'm going to get somebody that knows how to fix that thing to fix it. So if I'm going to do that, that means automatically I won't. If I'm not going to say, "Oh God," I'm instead of praying about it, I just go about the normal way, which is like, okay, I call somebody to come and do it. You understand? I call somebody to come and do it. If I didn't have to do that, if I don't have to do that under any circumstances, then I can't blame religion. But if I have to do it, that if something happens, anything whatsoever, then I have to sit down and pray about it, then I can blame religion. So what am I saying is that everything is about discretion. It's about caveats that, okay, you have read this thing. What is your understanding? A lot of stories are in the Bible, a lot of stories are in the Quran. But when they were talking to, it's the personalization now for Christians. They will come out of like, okay, this message that you have read, that they've written to the Israelites in 5,000 years ago, whatever years that they wrote it, is this applicable to you here today? And if yes, is it bespoke to you? God is not dead. So, in other words, God can hear you. So, have you prayed about it? What is God saying concerning this situation? I think when we have answers to all of those things, it will give us. So, when I read that story, one of the things that I like is that the person that is writing that particular story is actually talking from probably their own personal experience. Does religion do that? Yes, but in another words, we can blame religion for all we care. They are never going to stop whatever it is because some people cannot read out of context. They cannot read in context. They have to read one line and say, the Bible say, don't do this. The Bible say, don't do that. It's written in the Quran, don't do this. But what is the context of what they are reading? So those people are not going to come. So they're not going to stop what they are doing. So in a nutshell, it's our own prerogative to think that in this situation, your husband is slapping you blue black, and they are saying the Bible says don't leave your husband. Now, if a dog is trying to attack you, do you need anybody to tell you don't move away from where that dog is going to attack you? Would your common sense not work? So if that can work, it's up to you if you allow the society, if you allow any religion to kind of debar you from doing what is best for you. So there's so many things that we do that we like, okay, it's my parents that told me, yeah, you're naive. I can admit to that. But we can't continue, we won't continue this narrative. We will keep saying, oh, somebody made me do this person made me. It's a choice. Is a choice. Like we said, this woman, we don't know, maybe, that story is right or is wrong, but I know that generally we all have, I have looked at it from this perspective before, that this person is written that religion has a way of making a lot of people redundant, by not using their brain adequately, by not thinking that, okay, what is God telling me? Everything is not dogma. You have to be able to review information. Somebody tells you something. If Ron tells me this thing, and Ron said, oh, do you know that I'm related to Dangote? I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But it's my own prerogative to now do my own research to say, is Ron really related to Dangote, or is just making it a hype? And if I don't then come back tomorrow and then blame Ron. Now, am I saying that the people that are manipulating or they are trying to twist everything to cause confusion, are they doing it right? No. But as we are blaming them, let's come back to us as well to say that your life, I know some people will have something against it when I say this, and I'm saying this in context. Your life is simply in your hands. God has given you that power to have your life in your hands. So you can make decisions, you have the choices, and you can decide. So whatever happens to you is your choice. I'm sorry. I'll stop here for now.
Nice one. I really that was that was deep. Okay, I'm being serious today. So
I'm
let's
very
see.
serious. You can see me not really smiling.
Oh God, when I give you accolade, just accept it and let's move on. What is all this? You must do necessary. So let's hear what our dear Moon, our missing in action sister, that abandoned us for years. Let's
Oh.
hear what she has to say.
Anyway,
Okay.
um, pertaining to this particular issue and religion, first of all, I think for anyone to commit suicide, it has gone beyond normalcy of religion and normal behavior. We are now going into abnormal behavior. So we'll look more into the mental health of the person and other pressures. Now, what I know about mental health is that we are not all equal in that regard. A lot of it is based on our biological coding. That is our chemical, our nurturing, our nature and our nurture, basically. That is what predisposes us to um, such. Well, the thing is that she obviously has had something going on that was beyond normalcy. And the thing is that because we tend to look at things from a more religious point, and without looking at it objectively or scientifically, we tend to miss the obvious. Now, there are people who indulge in or insert themselves in religious activities and are mentally unbalanced, but we see them
Mm.
as men of God or spiritual people. So we do not, will miss the obvious signs because we take religion beyond what religion is here to do for us. So definitely have been showing signs, or she must have been, under a lot of stress. But because we fail to, we don't train ourselves to identify these symptoms, we will just chuck it under she's being very religious or one thing or the other. So back to whether religion is the cause or the solution, I agree with Herbie to the point that religion has its uses. I do think that religion is important to guide us in our everyday activities. But to the extent that we use religion in this country is to manipulate and to prey on people. We prey on the weaker people, people who are on the border, maybe emotionally, mentally. We prey on those people who are using religion. So, yeah, in this country, we use religion, I would say, to do more harm than good. I would not say, and we use it to, yes, really use it to manipulate and marginalize, especially women. We use
Mm.
religion to control, you know, to make sure we stay in our place that is
Subject.
down there. Yes, to subject. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. To subject women a lot. But I do not think that, as we are all not made equal, we all do not have equal strengths. So I don't think
Mm.
we can all just not succumb to that pressure. I think it is for the strong to protect the weak. It is for people who are naturally stubborn. There are some people who just refuse to be, put down, to protect those who are weak-minded emotionally or physically. I think it is, and then through educating people and then speaking out, let them understand that there are other ways, and so that they can make better choices. So that
All right,
I
thank
would,
you
I
very much.
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you very. That was a comeback. After not seeing you for like two
Yeah.
years,
I think
minutes.
I agree. I agree with Memo there when she said some people are not strong enough to combat certain things. I think I agree with her. But it's painful that I don't know. It's really painful because when I look at personal experience, it's it's when I think about it, as I'm thinking about it now, I'm feeling very cheerful. Um, and this is because it wasn't just about, it's the you know, false reality, false misrepresentation of what God is saying, the false belief, the comes to church and they tell the women who are barren, quote and unquote, they changed the name over the years, the women who are expectant mothers to come out, and I never see the expectant fathers that would come out. The come to church, you cannot ask pastor questions. The So when I look at it in totality, for me, I don't know. Religion, as a matter of fact, when I see people who are religious, and by that I am very, very strategic about saying that. It's not, I don't mean in generality, maybe somebody that is practicing religion. But I mean people who are very religious, they're very dogma, no tithes, no heavens kind of people. No, because this thing starts from, let me give a scenario now. I'm going to share this. Many, many years ago, when I just got to the UK, I was working jobs that are very kind of ridiculous. I call it
Sorry,
ridiculous because
sorry.
I won't do
One
those jobs
second.
in my
One
country.
second. 1 second. Sorry. 1 second. Abby, please use your name and send comments. I can't be posting your comments under Mongolo Brunette. Log into your switch to your account and post comments. Sorry, continue, Abby.
Okay. So I was very new in the country, very, very naive, very young, even though I have my, you know, my boisterous self and all that. I don't listen, I don't, but when we got there, so on this particular church day, I earned very little. And this pastor was telling me, there was a program, church program. Then I said, the figure that God is telling him is number nine, is number nine. And I was like, okay, that's good. That means it's £9 I have to drop. And when I called them in the church office, I said, is it not like I heard number nine, because people are putting 90, 900 and all of that. The work that I do, I only earn about £60 in a week. What have I done? I only earn about £60 in a week. And when I called them, this pastor said to me, no, that he didn't hear £9 from God, that the amount that he heard was £90
Mm,
as a minimum. Um, I was new, like I said, and my brain was just like, okay, £90. So, and I asked him, I
mm,
said, so when we give this £90, what will God now do for us? Knowing that he understood that I'm poor. So will God now give me more than the £90? I said, no, wait for it. It will give you something. God is going to bless you beyond. Every of your problems is going to be solved and blah, blah, blah. And I'm one of those people that always check facts. So if you tell me something in the morning, in the afternoon, I was like, one told me this in the morning. He told me something else in the afternoon. No, it doesn't tally. The truth must be universal in the morning. The truth must be the same. So when I told my ex at the time, it was like, you and all these your church people, you're not supposed to give them. You're not supposed to do this. I'm like, you don't understand. You know when you're doing something for God, I was mummified, like
mm.
complete one, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I had to borrow stop. I had to borrow money. I had to borrow money to add to that £60 that I'm going to get in a month, in a week, to pay that money. When I look back at those things, I'm like, really? These people, and I'm trying not to go out of context here, but I'm saying that because they have been placed in that position of authority, it takes more than common sense for you to identify that what they are giving you is false reality. So let's use assumption that this particular person's story that we are talking about, let's assume for the purpose of this discussion that it's genuine. This person, religion will make sure that even if she's single, if she's in church, a brother comes to the sister, they can tell her, no, God did not tell you to marry this person. As if God will come and drop the man on top of his face, on top of her face. They can say that. They can, they'll make everything look like it's a problem.
Sorry,
And they are
let me correct an
natural
impression.
occurrences.
Abby, let me correct an impression. The church will not stop two people from except say the pastor they hide the girl. They'll say no, this one the Holy Ghost will not
Sorry,
say this.
they don't come out to stop, but there are rules that will
I get what
make
you're
that
saying. I know,
person
I know.
ahead. There are rules that will
Let
make
me
that
save
person be
this one for you.
conditioned.
I get it. I get
Sorry?
it.
Yeah.
I get it.
There are rules that will make that person be conditioned to. Last week we were doing love language. Kay was teaching all of us, even though I didn't join, I was listening. This is my topic. Please let me express it the way, because I was being manipulated for years. For years. Okay. I don't have money. They will be giving me benefits, and I will take all the benefits money that I'm supposed to be looking after my children. I will take it and I will go and be using it to get drama, or to give to one that the geo that is driving aeroplane or a jet. Do you understand? It comes very softly. And at the end of the day, because something did not happen, just like I'm just looking at what Memu said, and I'm thinking about it like, okay, it, people don't grow to that, like you don't grow if you're kind of if you're how will I put it now? Like if you've been trained from when you were younger and all that you know is religion, it's not an easy thing for you now to say. So, like I said, I was assuming that story is right, which like a lot of people couldn't confirm it, so it might be false. But if that story is right, I'm just looking at every other thing that could have happened. They will tell you if you are lonely, you are going to die lonely. Something is going to happen. Excuse me, I am lonely, and I'm honestly, seriously, I'm single, not lonely actually, but I'm living my best life. Yeah, I can tell anyone to F off. I'm
I
sorry,
wanted
I
to
don't want to
correct
drag
that.
here.
I wanted to
Don't
correct
correct
that
anything.
statement.
Let me finish my talk. Let me finish my talk. Stop
Oh God.
correcting me. That's that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Go on, go
You are
on. Say
not
what you want to say.
lonely. You are not lonely. That's the correction. You can't
No,
be
no, no.
lonely.
That's not.
I'm
Yeah, that
actually
wasn't
corrected.
lone. I'm not lonely, but the way I'm just trying to kind of look into that story that they said, oh, the fact that somebody is single doesn't mean that they are lonely. The fact that she's not married doesn't mean that she doesn't have any other thing that she wants to do now. But religion can make those things look like that. Religion, if you go to church, if you go to places, they're like, all the couples outside here, the single, what day you people marry? Single, sweet, sweet. You people are not going to marry. You're not going to do this. So if you don't have a thick skin, it is frustrating. We can deal with situations differently. We can deal with you remember what I said when I started? I was like, okay, it's your choice. But at the end of the day, looking back as well, I had to be very factual to say that sometimes it could be our choice, but because of conditioning, mindset programming, either knowingly or unknowingly, right? It is very, very difficult unless you're very intentional.
Yeah.
And in the real sense of
It
it,
is
our
very
life is
difficult.
in our hands. Do you get? Our life is in our hands. Our life is in our hands. So if we say that, okay, we have been conditioned, oh, they conditioned me to do this, they conditioned me to do that, it's okay. We know. But it's time. I don't know who is watching. It's time for you to now take your own hands by your hands. Because they have created a different God. And so the God that they have created to you, according to what you believe them to be saying, might not even answer you. The God that they told you that if you don't give the God money, the God will not answer your prayers. The God, I have not been given tithe for more than God knows how many years. I do give people money, don't get me wrong, but I have not paid my tithe, and I've never had any cause. Yes, yes,
Wait.
yes.
Did you say you've not been paying tithes?
I've not been paying tithe for years now, more than
No
seven,
wonder
eight
she doesn't even
years.
want to give me a loan. Now I'm understanding
You get
what's
what I mean?
going
More
on.
than 7, 8 years. There is no devourer, nothing. I spend my money, I eat it, drink water, drop cup. I do it. I dine with the big boys.
Ah,
I do everything that I want to do with my money. Do you get what I mean? So, but it's up to you as well. I know it's difficult. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying that if you don't take that bold step to kind of stop this thing, we can't keep blaming them because they are not going to change. They are not going
hmm,
to change. That's their fourth figure. That's what they know. That's where their bread and butter is. So they are not going to change. So
hmm.
that's why I'm pushing it back to us to say that if I'm
That's
not going
what
to
they
allow
know.
somebody to
That's where their
manipulate
bread and
me,
butter is.
so they are not going to change. How am I hearing myself?
Sorry, just continue.
Okay, so at the end of the day, we
The
all
thing
have
is,
to get to a point. Go on, mom. Mahmoud, were you trying to talk?
Okay, Memo, wait before you go on.
I don't know why my
Please,
picture
if
is
you're
stuck.
just hold on, Memo, 1 second. Let me just make an
Yeah, I,
announcement. Please, if you're just watching, please click. We see that our likes are very very low. That's click the like on Facebook. If you're watching from Facebook, click the like on what's the name, YouTube. If you're watching from YouTube, and if you're watching from Instagram, of course you know you can't watch it. Instagram doesn't allow cross platform streaming, so you have to come all the way back to this place. Please click like, share with your friends while we're still on. We're here for another 2 hours or thereabouts. So, Maymoon, let's hear your own side of the story.
yes, I can see that my camera is frozen. I don't know why. Can you see me live?
Oh, okay, do you want to log out and log in again, or you want to continue speaking?
Let me just speak. I will log out and log in when I
Okay.
when I'm done. So
You
I
showed your teeth,
yeah,
so you see captured
yeah,
your close up.
I
Close
can
up.
see that.
Advert
I
for
can
close up.
see
Okay.
that. Yes. You see, the thing is, I don't think. You see, I think most of us are actually scared. We are scared to be different. We are afraid. We are afraid to use our brains and find something that is different from what we've been taught. Who wants to say that their parents did not know it all? Nobody wants to say that in mama soup no sweet. So we just keep on singing the same song and following the same steps that our parents have taught us. But I understand with people, to be very honest. It's not easy to be different. It is not easy to swim again up, or rather up the stream. It's not easy. It takes a lot of courage, and a lot of the time you would wonder what it's for. As in, is it really worth it at the end of the day? So I do not know if encouraging people to just go against the norm will work, because people are scared and what they are afraid of is very real. For instance, in Nigeria here, there was a time, I don't know if it's still applicable, where to get a hotel room, you need to get bring a marriage certificate. They will not give out their rent out
You're
houses to
going
single
too
women.
far. You're going too far. To rent a house, you have to be. They won't give you a single girl house. Let's even take it
Yes,
from there.
that was
Even
my
girl.
that was my next point. Yes, so you see, there are a lot of things, and people are able to do this because we are allowed to take laws into our hands. People think that their opinions are are tantamount to law. It's not. It should be against the law. I don't know if it is, to deprive me of some certain basic rights. But people think that, oh, okay, they can just go ahead and do it because their religion has said so. Now, I am a Muslim, but I do not hold, I hold my religion over my own head. I don't hold my religion over any other person's head. So I think when people begin to put themselves above other people and their opinions above the law, that's when we begin to have issues like this. And then as a society, we need to start telling each other, I think through programs like this, it's I know it's difficult, but we should change the small things so that we keep chipping away at that um, dogma, the stigma that is attached to people living different lives, as in different from the norm, from what society has considered normal. Um, for instance, women getting married, women going to. I know we've come a long way as women. Honestly, we've come a long way, but I still think there's a lot more to be done. And we need to identify those things as in real terms, not just generally women should stop, women should stop. No, what are we looking at? For instance, when women took up women going to school, early marriage, those things are real issues. You can quantify it, you can attack it, but when you take things, when it's so large, it's so difficult to to identify or to tackle. Yes, it's so difficult to tackle. So I think as women we should come together and then identify our real problems, prioritize them, and start to attack them one after the other. Because a woman just going ahead and because of assuming the story is real, because she is not married, that should not be an issue. Because she doesn't have kids, that should not be an issue. We should understand that we are human beings, complete. Without those things are icing on the cake. Cake without icing should still be sweet. It's still sweet. You can still eat it. Icing, blue, red, is how we want it to be. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Let me log out and log in.
You are. They would.
You're still asking us.
Sorry. Sorry, what
Okay,
are you
she'll
gonna
come
say?
back. Okay, so let me read the comments.
Okay, please.
So we'll
Can you
start
put it up?
from. Okay, read for us.
Okay, I agree. Great explanation.
By who?
That's from Felix. By Felix Peters. Rosemary. Hi from Namibia, guys. Cheryl Torres. It was a very good explanation. I don't know if they're talking about your explanation or mine.
It was mine.
Okay.
That's the beginning.
So, quickly checking in Abbey. If religion didn't have the
Wait.
kind of power it does, millions of people who are under its power won't be. People die for religion, kill for it, criticize themselves for it.
Abby,
Okay,
use your real
Abby.
name.
There are already abnormal ways and they are the norm. Okay. These are already abnormal ways. Felix Peter, expectant fathers. Yes, now they don't come out. Expectant fathers don't come out. They don't. Don't correct anything.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
I
why I
said
was
that to Ron.
correcting
Don't
you.
mind him. Don't mind him. He's gonna let me lose my myself. Does religion really answer anything? And this is Francis Moyer. Does religion? Yes, it does. It does. I'm afraid it does. I wish I could say it doesn't because religion also offers some kind of support for people. A lot of people they would have gone mental without religion. And I'm not even joking now. This is not me. This is talking from a lot of analysis. And I can be, guys, this is my topic. So you can take me up any day with this. Okay? I don't know much about any other thing, but you can take me up on this. Religion, we can't throw it away. We can't. Religion is like fire and water. It's a hybrid of human tradition.
Human tradition.
Well, human tradition is not bad. Too much of everything is bad.
Tradition is not bad, actually. Tradition
That's what I
is
mean.
actually,
It's not
tradition is
okay.
actually
Oh,
it's it serves that
see,
it
they are
serves to balance the
no problem.
society, really. So when we look at tradition, and it's tradition, culture, way of the whole setting, from the eating to the greeting to the all, it has been it culminated over many years. I don't know how many, whether it's millions or hundreds of years. So it is unique to the society in which it is found. So each person, and if we study these traditions, we'll see that there's a purpose for it. There's a purpose for it. And so when you take other people's traditions without adapting it properly into your own society, you begin to have problems.
Yeah,
you have
begin
problems.
to, and that's where the context of reading any religious book comes from. Okay, somebody will read a particular context in the Bible. I think when something I can't remember. There's a particular place in the Quran that said something, and I read the other version of it. Facebook does not allow me to share it, and there's another version of it in the Bible. One is very critical. They put the Muslim one very critical. If I check my phone, I'll be able to see that particular thing. One is saying anybody that does not accept you, kill. The other one saying people must accept you. More or less, technically saying the same thing. However, that is just the quote. Nobody's reading through the context that what are they really saying? What religion is doing to people is that there's this false hope. You understand what I mean? See, the reality of this is that you are not married. You need a guy, yeah? You need a guy. Don't sit down in your house. And if you sit down in your house, are you online? Somebody asked me, a particular lady, somebody was telling me, a friend of mine was telling me about another friend.
Hey! I hear me to me, but me.
You're supposed to be doing your work, yeah?
We'll be given 25 minutes break. So I said, let me pop in quick and then I'm going to grab something to eat. I've been listening to
We
you
can't
guys
even
on the
see your, we
fly.
can't even
I
see
don't
your
know.
face.
Okay.
So,
Sorry. Let me try and see whether I can see it.
Okay, have you read the next one? Read the
so the
next one.
next one, you are making so much sense, lady. I guess it was me or Maymoon. But I will take
No,
the
that
credit.
was
Maymoon.
Can you see my
that
face
was
now?
Moon. That was Moon.
Can you see my
Ah,
face now?
no, Mr. Ron, it was
Yeah.
us. You see? You see? Cheryl, thank you. You're a
Don't,
star. You see?
don't mind Cheryl. She does this all the time. I don't know why.
Who was it that said they were from Namibia? I just hope none of my tutors, because some of my classmates too are online. They are watching.
Oh, bless them.
Eh,
Bless them.
Rosemary from Namibia, thank you so much for joining us. Truly appreciate it. Anybody who's coming from anywhere outside the UK or South Africa or Nigeria, please let us know. I've been listening to you guys on the side. I didn't catch the beginning because
Mm-hmm.
I was answering a question. But yes, to be student, no be easy something. Hey, Candy! Hey, Candy! It's not easy being a student, but you know what? I'm determined. I don't care what it costs. So I've been listening to you, at least to the little that I could get, and I was the one who put in the comments as Mongolo croonings. Because again, I'm just looking at it, so I didn't have time to be changing anything. But honestly, you guys are spot on, and this is why I say I grew up in a cult. I don't believe I grew up in a church, because at the end of the day, when people gather together under the umbrella of a person and they have ways and means that are different to the norm, that ostracizes them from their family, that causes enmity, that makes sometimes people to differentiate themselves from their family group, separate them from their family and everything. That's no longer a church. That's a cult. And you will see that in present times there are a lot of organizations like that, where they'll tell you, you turn your back away from your mother and your father, but yes, and they go to that quote in the Bible about, if you're not ready to desert your father and mother. But Jesus desert his father and his mother. His mother was part of the people that were following him. He did not desert her. And yet they are so quick to go here. You desert your mother, you desert
Mm-hmm.
your father. If we're doing Christmas time when you're supposed to be celebrating with your family. Mba, no. Jesus went to a wedding that his mother was there and his brethren were there. He went to different things. There are records of this. Yet people will make up their own thing to make sure that they have total and absolute control over people and the power of religion. This is why I always say I don't do religion, I do faith. Because I think religion, personally, I think religion is too powerful a tool that is used over people. But it's about your faith, and faith is more of a personal thing. Faith is really more of a relationship with the deity you say you are after, and not really about other people that are involved. That's my understanding of faith. That is why you see people, who are part of a religion. The leader of the religion will tell them, "Oh, so and so was insulted. Go and kill this person." They will go without asking a question, and they will go
Yeah.
and do it. And you hear, oh, okay, you know what, we are all coming for a retreat because we're all going to heaven, and we're going to give you special water to drink, which happened in America. The guy gathered all of them on a field, gave everybody, that is why they say don't drink the Kool-Aid. Gave everybody Kool-Aid, and they all died, and they all drank it. They ostracized themselves from the extended
Is it
family.
the James Jones story? The
Yes,
James Jones
even
story.
babies were fed this Kool-Aid, things
No,
like
they
that
knew
is
they were going to.
religion.
I think they knew they were going to die. They were aware that it was poisonous.
Yes, but that's the thing. Who in their right mind will willingly follow one person to a secluded place and say, okay, I'm ready to die now? Who is that's a human being like themselves. You hear of Jesus of Oyibo. He said he was Jesus, he was never going to die, but he died. So many of these people who are human, charismatic enough to create a religion that people will follow them because of that charisma, and they'll do the dumbest things. Even at that James John, people were begging to leave when they realized that, wait a minute, what am I doing here? That was why the story was able to leak out. But a lot of people were captured back to the place. No, don't lose faith. We are all going together, blah blah blah. So that's why I believe that religion, and apologies to anybody who feels offended by this, but religion is too much of a powerful tool that human beings use. It has very little of God in it. Very little.
Okay,
It's more of
before you leave, let me ask the question I was
I'm
going to
not
ask
finished
them
talking
next.
now, but okay, fine.
Sorry. I thought you were rounding up.
I
I
was
just wanted to
talking
ask.
now. I just interrupted
No,
me.
I didn't want you to run away.
So
I didn't
yeah,
want you to
I
run
think
away.
don't worry, I'm not running away. I'll be here till at least, worry. So I'll be here till 9:10, then I'll have to go. Hello?
Hello,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Okay. All right.
Can
Oh,
you?
you're
So
breaking. Your line is
yeah,
breaking.
Oh, okay.
the
So
line
it's
is breaking.
powerful. Okay, sorry. I'll be here till 9:10. 9:10. Then I'll have to go. Then I'll come back again. So it's too much of a powerful tool that human beings use, because when you dissect the power of religion down to its core, and I'm going to name within Islam, within Christianity, within any monotheistic religion, any religion that has one God as its focus, with the men, human beings take on power that shouldn't be theirs, and they use it to control people, and everyone understand why women and their reproductive parts are such a big issue for all these religions. Within Catholic, contraceptive, men who don't know anything about, they don't sleep with, they don't have any sex, they don't know anything about having children, they don't know anything about bleeding. Excuse me. And they're the ones making about whether a woman can use contraceptive or not. What does a pope and priest about women? What do they know? But they're the ones making the rules. A lot of Protestant church, a lot of traditional churches also, yeah, okay. So the woman who is not married, who has an idea, who does she tell? And we have seen over time sound doctrine that has come from women, but let's all disregard that because they have boobs and a vagina. Same thing within Islam. The is separated. Men and women can't pray in the same place, because apparently if the prayer will not get to God. There's a lot of
Abby,
power
Abby,
that
Abby,
is done through
Abby,
the
Abby,
hands of men. Huh?
Abby, Abby. When you throw
Hmm?
points, make sure they are factual. When you're using points to buttress your decision, make sure they are factual.
No, I'm
All these
using
points,
points now.
uh,
I went on an
but,
excursion
but, but the allegation is actually false. They don't
to
split
a
men and
mosque,
women
and I
because
was told on the
yeah. I'm explaining it to you. They don't split men and women because
now
of the
I'm
reason you
giving
gave.
the example now.
Okay, all right. Okay.
No, I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm not saying that's the
Abby, I
reason.
was
I'm saying
gonna
that
say,
that is
Abby, I was gonna
I
say,
didn't say that's the reason. I just said Is it? Mm-hmm.
The context of
Go
the
on.
topic, and I know I am also having a burning wherever about religion, but just so that I know that we have some viewers and listeners that like to do over like, okay, this is what we are talking about. Somebody like I can't remember his name now.
And yes, and I'm getting there. I'm
Okay,
getting
okay,
there.
okay,
Again, remember, I'm running on limited time.
okay.
So again, that is why I'm saying religion is too much of a powerful thing, and that is why when anything, so that I was just giving examples about religion. I didn't want it to be like we're attacking the church or we're attacking. It's a case of everybody is involved. We are all, everybody, every religion that is monotheistic is involved in this issue. And that's why, we need to start thinking about what is our faith, because what then happens is mental health issues will come. They will either come to the church or they'll come to the mosque and or to any other monotheistic thing and say, oh, I've got mental health issues. And what do you hear? You will hear, oh, we need to do deliverance. We need to cast out demons. You will hear, like my friend, one of my very close friends who is a Muslim told me that they would do a kind of, they'll say it's jinn, like a demon or something, and they will give something to drive away the jinn. So again, these are unqualified people giving answers to real serious problems that could cost life. A marriage is going through issues. Instead of going to a marriage therapist, they will go to their religious leaders who will tell them, oh, this is this and that and that, and then we will now be crying after the fact. Why didn't they go to marriage therapy? The woman stayed, the man beat her up and killed her, or the man stayed, the woman wrecked him and gave him children that were not his own, because they went to the wrong place for answers. Same thing with mental health, same thing with a lot of things. Now, is religion not an answer to anything? Of course, if you're having spiritual crisis, there's something of the spirit that is bugging you, that is the right place to go to. But when it comes to things that God has already created answers for, because this is the funny thing, isn't it God who made doctors or lawyers or therapists or everything? Isn't it God? Because we say he made everything, then we now say, but no, this one is not of God. So are we saying God made everything or he didn't make everything? So that's where I get my whole from.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
let
really
me quickly. Sorry, I didn't want to be responding now, but let me respond to her before she goes.
may I eat while we are
Uh,
talking, because I have limited time.
Let me respond. Okay, the first.
Can I eat?
Yes, yes, yes. The
Okay.
first. Yeah, yeah. The first not too correct statement you made was that all monotheistic religions have that characteristic. That is not true. That is not true. If you say that religious organizations who focuses on one leader have that belief, yeah, to a large extent, you might be right, but not the monotheistic setting itself. Two, when you said that people go and see pastor for counseling, you have to remember that before Sigmund Freud, who just came in about 100 years or 120 years ago, that was the norm. It was standard. They didn't have psychologists as they have it now. And not just that, psychologists are bound by secular norms and customs. Secular norms and customs. So you would expect that people who hold on to their faith or religious view will have to go and see somebody who understands where they are coming from. I don't.
Okay,
Do
may
you
I
get what
quickly
I'm saying?
respond? I'll be very succinct with my answer. Number one, the reason why I said monotheistic is, you see, whoever is of power, he's going to have to go with a God that is one. Because if he goes with a God that there are 20, which one is he claiming to be? That the people can there focus on him. But when you're saying, no, I'm a representative of God, I'm not a representative of 5 different deities, just the one. That's when that power really holds sway, which is why I said that. Because if you are of a religion that there are 55 gods, which one is it that you are claiming to be that you want us to follow you? But
Yeah,
when you are
quite
just the,
that's
Yeah, I'm not claiming, but you will see that more of these things are within monotheistic religions. So that's that. Then the second thing, God, you broke into my concentration. I forgot it. Remind me what the second thing was.
The second one is that don't see pastor, see counselor.
No, I didn't say don't seek pastors. Again, I'm saying if it's something of a spiritual nature, by all means go to your religious leader. But when it is something that there is an answer for, there is actually an answer for it. And you're saying, oh, there was no Sigmund Freud didn't just wake up one day and decide that, oh, there's something called counseling and everything. There's been studies before him. He was studying things that people had studied before him. And even within those fractions of people, yes, they had a church, but they had people that's why they had the old women that later on they turned them to witches and things like that they will go to for medicine for childbirth and all that stuff. So it wasn't that it was the church
You
or whatever.
misunderstood. You
So
misunderstood
yeah,
me. That when
I
you
didn't
just answered how
misunderstand
I
you.
meant.
I got you completely.
Okay, what I'm saying is this. Even then, right? Anything that had to do with marriage was directly linked to whatever religion the person was practicing. It's not what we have today that you can wake up and go and see a psychologist or a shrink. And even at that, psychologists and shrinks are trained in secular norms and customs. And people might decide, no, we don't want to go the leftist way or the other thing. And they say, we want to go do it the old fashioned way. So it's not necessarily a bad thing as long as they understand what they're doing.
It
You
is
get?
not
I don't
necessarily
want
a bad thing. For instance, let me buttress your point.
I
Let
didn't
me
say it
buttress your
was.
point, Ron. In truth, the thing is that it depends on the foundation of your relationship. If we're taking marriage, for instance, let me use my religion now. There are some things, religion is I'm sorry, marriage is very much a major part of Islam. And there are Islamic
even Christianity.
rights and duties for, no, I mean
Islam is fairer to
specifically,
women
down
than
to the nitty-gritty
Christianity is.
of,
Let
well,
her talk.
It is.
I
Real
want to say
Islam.
that it has the nitty-gritty of marriage, as in the intricacies of marriage, is stipulated in the religion. So if I'm having an issue, for instance, with my husband on that ground, I will not go to a secular therapist because he will not be versed in what my rights and my responsibilities are in my marriage. I will go to somebody who is learned in the Islamic rights so that he can better educate me or educate my husband on our roles as husband and wife. You understand? So there are things I do understand that we should actually I do not want to fall into um labeling everything religion or as I don't want to keep them in one section because religion actually affects every facet of our lives. And it just depends on each individual's um, the depth to which each marriage, another the same thing. I is not grounded or founded on religion. I might as well go to a
Be
regular
off your
therapist.
camera or people are
And
watching you.
who
Camera.
I'm using a Chinese bowl. That's how they eat. I
who is
beg.
that?
It's okay.
Off the camera.
No mind me. Saw me put my bowl to my mouth.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I do understand that religion and religious leaders have a role to play in society. They do. But I want them to understand that there is a lot of abuse of that
Yes.
authority. Agree with Abby that it is monumental. It is very large to put in the hands of a human being. But then that is why I feel that it is also up to us to to regulate them. You know, they are human beings as well, and we should not begin to see them as gods. They are human beings. They are also learning. They are also passing through this school of life that we all are. They make mistakes like every other person. But for us to see them as anything other than that, I think that is where the problem really stems from. You know, or for us to see them and for them to see themselves as anything other than that. That is where we start having problems.
I have to dash out very soon. We're back in class, but the tutor isn't back. You're
Okay,
very
so
right. And again, this is why I'm saying anything that a person, a human being like me and you, are the ones making monumental decisions about our lives. And it's not something that is like this intrinsic feeling or deep conviction or something that is backed up by whatever book we believe in. And it's just somebody, giving us rules and regulations and we are following, then it's something to really be careful about. I was watching something recently about a woman who was married to a pastor. And again, Christians, forgive me, I'm a Christian, but again, I will read my. I have, because me, I'm very curious. So I talk to different people from different religions. Like I said, I have a Christian, a Muslim friend who tells me a lot of things, and that's why I found out that if you read the actual Quran, you see that there is a lot of things that is practiced outside in the world right now that's got nothing to do with the Quran at all. And so back to what I was saying, I watched this film, and this lady married a pastor, and she got pregnant, and the baby was breech and also had the cords tied around the baby and everything. And they said, look, we need to do a cesarean. And this pastor said, no, my belief, my faith is that she has to give birth like the Hebrew women. And everybody was like, she's
Hebrew
in
women.
danger. She's in danger. She needs
It's
to
a
have
common
this
thing.
surgery. And he was like, no, she has to give birth like a Hebrew women and blah, blah, blah. And he was insisting until one of the girl's friends came and said, is she Hebrew? Are you Hebrew? That you're insisting that she must give birth if she dies. No, it was actually the woman's ex-boyfriend that came and met her like, are you Hebrew? Is she Hebrew? And where did you see? Did you read your scripture properly? The Hebrew women didn't give birth quickly. They just claimed that they gave birth quickly so that the people who wanted to kill them would go away and say, they've already given birth. So what are
sorry,
you
where was
even
the movie
waiting?
set? Where was the
Sorry?
movie set? Which country
It was
was the
set in
movie
It
set?
was set in Nigeria. It was set in Nigeria. So it was like, which one is this?
Obviously,
You
Ron.
want her to
You
give
didn't
us
need to
like
ask that
Hebrew
question. That
Hebrew
was
women?
obvious.
It was obvious
For
that there was like,
clarity,
which one is this one? They want her to give her like Hebrew women. Everyone say shouting on his head and everything and all that, and he was standing his ground. And the doctor said, with all due respect, it's her body, not yours. We don't actually need
Yeah.
your permission. It's her body. And if she says
Permission.
she's going
That's
to
the
have
truth.
cesarean,
That's the truth.
and
but the
that's where
woman
I was
was
going
like,
to when I asked her the question. I was going to that direction, like which hospital will even pay attention to you?
but the woman was like, whatever my husband says. So it
No,
was
the
tying
thing
their
is that
hands.
we, yes.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, love you guys. I gotta
Yeah.
go.
It happens a lot in Nigeria. In all honesty, I think this is we need to educate ourselves some more. I think Candy is having issues with her mic. I can still see it turned off.
No,
It's
she turned
still
it off.
turned
I'm
off.
good now.
Ron would. Okay. Oh, okay. Or well, I know it happens a lot. It happened to me because I was in labor for 3 days, and then
Hmm.
they were supposed to do a cesarean, and they actually didn't tell me that I needed to wait for my husband, but somewhere it was, passed around. It was a formal, that who is going to sign for you now? Who is going to sign? I said, what do you mean who is going to sign for me? Bring it. I have hands. I'm literate. I will sign. Even if I'm not, I put a thumbprint there. And my husband was not in town. He was coming from 3 states away, and his car broke down on the road. It was a whole lot of drama. And imagine in that situation, somebody is asking who is going to sign for me. I'm like, are you guys crazy or something? So I get it. I hear it a lot. But in that, we need to educate ourselves. We need to understand that a lot of the practices, our culture is not
Even
um,
even even
rooted in common
what's
sense
the name?
or in law. What?
Even in Jehovah's Witnesses, when somebody has an accident and they have to do a blood transfusion, they say no. Some hospitals now override them, like they don't listen to that.
But is that
You know,
fair, really? I wouldn't want you to override me.
no, like
I
that
think
they have
it's usually
vowed.
when a child's life is in danger
Yeah,
because
like they
when it's a
saw an
child,
oath.
they will override it.
Yeah. Okay, you're a
Child.
medical person.
Yes, when it's a
I think
child,
it's
because unfortunately, uh, parents making that kind of decision for their child, I hate to say it, it's very. I understand your religion or whatever, but your child is dying. Do what you need to do for your child to survive, and I think that's the way
what
that
did they call that vow? That oath you guys take again? The
the
medical oath. I
Hippocratic
think so.
Hippocratic oath.
oath.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think it contravenes the
Yeah, because
Hippocratic.
do no harm. You do everything you can.
Yeah.
Now, if an adult who has their own agency says they don't want it, it's a whole different thing. But when it comes to children, they're gonna do it. If there's no other,
Sorry,
they'll
one
try
second.
whatever else they have to. But
Sorry,
if there's no other option, they will do it.
1 second. Sorry, consequence. If you can hear me, try and activate your microphone and camera on your browser. When you're coming on, it does tell you to activate your microphone and your camera. So you log out and log in again, so that you can get on the platform. So, Candy, ahead. Let me ask the next question before what's her name? Abby
Consequence.
comes back. No, Abby actually. So, I don't know if you heard the backstory of what's brought about this discussion, where a lady, there's a rumor, a serious allegation that a lady committed suicide because she
Oh
was
yes, I
lonely.
heard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's
and
not
it's
been
because she
confirmed
was
though.
depressed because she didn't have a man.
It's not been confirmed. It's just an allegation. Nobody, the family hasn't spoken. The police
Yeah.
hasn't said anything. It's an allegation. So I want to now. Okay, wait, Candice. Wait. Let's do something first. Read these comments. We need your American accent here.
Where is the
So hold on.
comment?
Okay, let's start from this one.
All right, that's so Dabby,
The
Dabina.
Bina School of Rock.
Oh, Dabina School of Rock. Okay, that's my point. You cannot hate water or fire because it drowned your child or burnt your house. Hybrid because fundamental traditions and influenced by external cultural. Is there more to it? I don't see all of it.
No, we was talking about religion.
Oh, I meant to say are influenced by, not and influenced by. Sorry, this whole comment is very confusing to me.
He was correcting.
Oh, okay. Still, I don't
Guyana
understand the
tragedy.
comment. Guyana tragedy.
Yeah, we're talking about James Jones. Jim Jones.
Oh, Jim
Sorry.
Jones. Oh, yeah, Jim
Yeah.
Jones. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, another one.
There are many new religions that are not about God, but they are not seen as religions because they do not regard God. Some of
A religion
his
that is not
mental
about
and
God.
marital issues are also spiritual, Rebellion is
Yeah.
also a religion.
Yeah, that's true.
Ron, you are right.
I know I'm always right.
What
I'm
is Ron?
always right.
What is Ron right about? What is Ron right about?
Okay, next.
It's amazing that societies that actually focus on marriage counseling are the societies with the worst cases of divorce, homelessness, mental cases, etc. So this person is trying to say marriage counseling is okay. Anyways, please, Auntie.
Sorry.
Please, Auntie, let us hear from a practicing Muslim.
Oh, that was talking to Abby.
Mm-hmm. Yet again, these lady makes a lot of sense.
When till Memoon starts switching to her colossal, then you know whether Memoon will make sense. When the spirit enters her, then you understand. That's how you people always see women. When they are flashing, you just embrace them until you start dealing with the issues. Then you know. When them emotes start, Then I had so Candy, welcome to the show. I've really missed you, even though you lost 15 points
What
for
are you
siding with
talking about?
me.
I was here last week.
Oh, you were here last week.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, but yeah, but you still lost 15 points for
Okay, well, because of
siding with
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
against your husband. So yeah, your virtuous woman ranking is going.
She was just
Is
reminding what
rather
the rules were.
the rules remain super. That's the rule. We need another slaying award. We need another slayer award. So you cannot continue interrupting our pursuit of awards.
Okay.
Okay, so in now let's get to the meat and potato of this issue, and this is what is going to bring her before in as she's listening. So now, even with this allegation
Hmm?
that we spoke about this lady, guess what? The usual people came out, guns blazing, charging, angry, and furious, outraged that it was actually religion that made the woman to commit suicide. And I'm talking about the normal feminist and the toxic one, because they are not the same. There's normal feminists and there's toxic one. So, but this time around, they came together as one force to condemn this alleged suicide and said that it was because religion made her feel like she was not complete, and that's why she took her own life. Allegedly, not
Oh,
confirmed.
well, I mean, the story of like I said, I actually just heard about the story yesterday. But I don't. I mean, religion could be a factor, but I can't blame it all. I mean, even our culture puts pressure on a woman about being married. I mean, nobody. Okay, so let me just say first of all, how whomever how they came by their conclusion, the people who put out the headline, it's absolutely ridiculous. There could be a plethora of reasons where a person might commit suicide that has nothing to do with a man, first of all. But I don't think you can put the whole blame on religion. I think you could, if that was the reason, you can't. It's not just religion, it's our culture too. I mean, African culture in general, most cultures put pressure on a woman that's not.
Sorry, is it only African culture?
That's what I said. No, I said most cultures. I first said
Okay.
African culture. I said,
No,
in
I'm
fact,
very
most
protective
cultures.
of Africa.
I
I'm
said
very
most
protective
cultures.
of Africa. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, in fact, most cultures, regardless of wherever you are, even here in the Western world, I mean, it's not as crazy as it is still over there. I mean, pressure is still put on the woman. If you're a certain age and you're not married, there's that pressure. So on this one, as much as I am not a religious person, I will not put the whole blame on religion.
Okay, let's see what Memu has to say. Memu, are you going to side with your people in this one, or you're going to
I
come with
don't know why you
a very
drag
neutral?
feminists into this matter.
Exactly. This is Ron.
I don't
Ron
Wait,
all
know.
the
wait,
I
sorry,
time.
don't know
sorry,
why
sorry,
All
you
the
sorry,
drag
time.
sorry,
feminists into
He
this
always
sorry.
wants to
Wait,
matter.
wait,
bring
wait, wait, wait,
feminism
wait.
into
Let me
it.
tell you why. The International Society of
Oh, see,
Feminists.
COVID. That shows how you.
Wait. I was reading it from somewhere. Sorry. The
Oh, okay.
International Society for Feminism were the ones pushing this, that it's the patriarchy that caused it. Whenever
Oh,
I hear the word patriarchy, you know where it's coming from. So they are the ones,
Okay.
these people, I'm not even saying whether they are right or
You
wrong
know
here.
what I
patriarchy
think?
doesn't
You know
relate
what
just
I
to
think?
religion, though.
You know what I
Hmm?
think? I
Hmm.
think you are attracted to feminists, especially toxic one. I think you should filter the information you get, because somehow because I didn't get that. I didn't get any patriarchy. I saw the information. I didn't get anything
Okay.
about feminists.
You want
I
me to
just
pull
heard
out the
people.
Me
Facebook?
too. Me
How
too.
did you select the ones that
Okay.
feminists said? I don't
Wait,
know. You should
okay,
consider looking
wait.
deep
Okay,
within.
let me
There's
explain.
something
Let me
there
explain it
to
to
be
you.
analyzing.
Sorry, let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you. When this incident happened, I didn't even know about it, right? So I was just reading on the comment section. People were saying, "Oh, shame, rest in peace. Oh, it's painful. Nobody checked up on her." Then, while I was reading the comments and also trying to resist tears from coming out of my eyes because it was a
Oh,
tragedy,
oh.
Yes, now. Because a tragedy, what happened to the lady? Then these people just came. It's the patriarchy. They are forcing her to marry when she does not want to marry. They are forcing her to have children when she does not want to have children. They are forcing her not to be alone when she wants to be alone. It's her body, it's her decision, it's her bobo, I think bobo. And I
We
was
don't
like,
even know that
wait,
this is the reason why she committed suicide in the first place.
exactly. That's my point. So, and I was like, are you guys for real? I had
But
to even
did you
respect
do you
because
know these people? Wait. These people that you're talking about, are they your social group? As in, was it a
no,
social? Was it
it's
were they in
like
your network?
it's a general blog, not my. It's not my friend. It's
So,
a general blog.
do you know whether they had first-hand information as to what happened to her?
You know why Candy is quiet? One of us is even guilty of this thing. One of our sisters here did the
What?
same thing. Candy. Okay, I won't even say anything because
Wait,
it's our
what?
sister.
What are you talking about?
One of our sisters actually threw that jab on social media. Do you want to deny you didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. You see
What?
why Candy will win award
You
for
can
the
see that
best
it is
No,
your
lawyer
no, no.
friend?
social
I'm,
group,
I'm
and that
confused. I'm
you need
confused.
to.
It's
Uh-huh.
okay. My point is
Uh-huh.
this.
Can't
My
didn't
point is
see it.
this.
It means that she's not connected to those kind of people. Why are you connected to those kind
Have
of
you
people?
have you ever wondered why I always want Candy to be on my side, no matter what happens? Do you know why?
I've
Candy is
never
the
met
most
Candy before.
loyal.
This is the first time I'm seeing Candy.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me tell you why I always hustle for Candy. Candy is the most loyal friend you can ever have because you can stab somebody with a knife now, and she witnesses it. And when you ask Candy what happened, there she say, "I don't know.
I don't know
I
what.
don't have to
I
go
don't know
to
what you're
jail.
talking
I
about. What
don't
are you
have to go
talking
to jail because Candy was the false witness at the scene. She will not testify. You
What?
see why I like Candy?
Ron,
Anyway,
no, but seriously, I don't know what you're talking about. That someone said, I have,
okay, but on a
like,
more serious note,
but in fact,
generally,
like I said, I just
the
heard about it
internet was
yesterday.
generally the jokes aside, that's what the internet is flooded with, and that's what even got when Abby told me that this is the topic she's speaking. I said, you know what? Thank God you chose the topic. I really wanted to come and talk about it. Let me understand how patriarchy drove her into that because this is my own thinking. I feel that by nature, and we have to be careful. Every human being has a need. It might not be the same from one person to the other. But I understand that the vast majority of human beings want to reproduce and they want to leave legacy and they don't want to be alone. I know that even animals, or most, I didn't say all, most, a large percentage of human beings want this. And I also understand that even if she did tell somebody that I don't care about it, some people say things like that, but deep down in their heart, there's a void that they want filled. So I don't want to blame anybody. I want to say that okay, this is what she wanted for herself. If it is true, again, it's allegation,
But
not
that's the thing, though.
confirmed.
Nobody knows because all that I've seen about it is that people are upset because the newspaper that carried it or whatever, the blog, whomever carried it, said she committed suicide and then wrote all these reasons without any
No,
corroboration or and like there was no evidence that this was why that she did it. That's what the outrage I've seen about that. The way they wrote it, like they just like nobody knows. No, nobody knows why. I mean, I don't know if nobody knows, but the way it was that what I've seen is like people are like, how do they know this is why she committed suicide? Like they're just, that the what. So if a woman commits suicide, the only
okay, hold on. You know what? Candy, just hold on. Just
uh-huh.
hold on 1 second. You see, you guys are always attacking Ron, but you guys are going to learn something
I'm
now.
not attacking you.
Okay. No, 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 don't worry. Read this comment. Just read this comment, Candy.
If she did not drop a suicide note, then one of those with a such ridiculous caption will have to go to the afterlife to ask her why she committed suicide. I still don't understand
Yeah.
these.
Wait, don't worry.
It
Let's keep going.
doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Wait,
Excuse,
calm down. Just read comments. Don't
excuse
worry.
you, sir. We
Read
were angry at
comments.
the article that made it like because the woman was single and childless, her life was useless, and therefore it was important that women got married, irrespective of
We're getting there. We're getting there. Irrespective of, okay, don't worry.
whether the
Continue.
man was worth it or not. It was the article that annoyed the proper feminists. That's what I'm saying too. I think that's what I saw.
Now you admit that a group of people came out. hold on.
No, but they were not
I don't understand. It does not
again,
have
the
anything to
article,
do
that's
with any.
exactly, this
Somebody
is
is
what I'm saying.
commenting
The
her
article
comment.
was the
Well,
issue.
hold on.
The article was the issue. It was very patriarchal, making out that her lack of a man and child is why she killed herself. Absolute rubbish. And that I agree with.
Hello, did you miss the point where they said that there was a note left?
No,
He said
she
that, no,
said there
he
was
didn't say
no
there was,
note.
he didn't say
She
whether
said
there
there
was
was
a note
no note.
categorically. He said if there was a
Okay.
note.
Exactly.
Nobody, there's nowhere where it says there's been a note or anything. Exactly, Candy. The outrage was the article. Nothing about feminist campaign. It was the article.
See, sorry, I wasted
Ron, you're
people's time.
Ron,
conflating
Guess,
issues
guess,
Ron,
right now.
guess. Sorry, guess
Ron,
what?
you need
Guess
to
what?
do
Guess what?
some.
Wait,
You need
wait,
some
wait.
cleanup
Guess what?
somewhere.
Wait. Guess what? You won't believe this. This thing was written by no other person. But I shouldn't have even bothered
What?
reading it.
What did you
It was
say?
written by our own. The whole comment series is Abby. This Abby's comments, I didn't even pick on time. I just noticed now that it was Abby.
Okay.
So anyway, back to what I was saying. Let's ignore the usual people, the special people. This is what me I'm saying. I said that let's ignore that a group of people said this and that. That's not the issue. The issue
You
here
were
is
the one
that
that brought them in the first place.
Yep. Thank you, Maeve.
okay. The issue here is that can we agree that people want what they want? No matter how much you try to talk to them, people always do what they want to do. Can we agree to
Yeah,
that?
that's true.
Look, I want to state that a lot of people don't know what they want. They only know what society wants them to want. So, are you going to say they want what they want when they've always been told what to
Have been
want from the
conditioned.
beginning?
Yeah.
Yes, you
Good.
can't say. You can't say.
Good. I opened the statement by saying that most living organisms, I didn't even say human beings, right? I didn't even say human beings. And here's the thing. I also said, I didn't make absolute generalization. I said, majority of people want this. I'm being careful. I don't want it to look like I'm endorsing this.
I do not
The
even think you can make that statement, honestly. I don't think you can make that statement.
So I didn't make the
Because
statement, right?
no, I don't think you should make the statement because
But I
we
didn't
are
make the
all,
statement. I didn't make the statement.
okay. We are all products of our conditioning. As in either personal, societal, whatever conditioning. So you cannot say, I have a friend who is very strong-willed. He's very analytical and he does what he wants to do. And I told him that it's because his parents brought him up that way. And he didn't agree. I said, look, yes, there's the whole nature nurture thing. He could have had that thing genetically or whatever, but they nurtured it. They made sure that they grew that self-reliant, self-will in him. Now, the thing is that our society has made us want or think that we want to get married and have kids. You associate us with other beings. Those other animals or living organisms cannot be categorized in the same. We can't be put in the same category as them. I do not think it is right because that is all they are bred for. We
No problem.
have been distinguished. We've been separated to have other functions. So you now can choose which function is yours.
1 second. Before you go
I'm
further,
waiting.
you said that the concept of reproducing and being with somebody is a social conditioning, right? According to what you just said now. It doesn't come naturally.
You see,
It's social
to be
conditioning.
very honest with you, when you state, I did not state that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
State properly.
And that is why you
for
are
the
having
record. Hold on.
issues with the feminist comment in the first place.
Wait, let
What
for the
I
purpose
said
of
was,
record, I'm going to wait so that we don't misunderstand you. So that we don't misunderstand you. I agree that I misunderstood you 5 minutes ago, right? So let's fix it. Make your statement now. I'm going to record the statement so that it is actually what you said. So I won't misquote you. What did you say about the concept
I
of
thought it was recorded
reproduction?
anyway.
I'm just being funny. Just
I did not speak
restate.
about reproduction specifically. What I said was that we are products of our conditioning, of conditioning. So we do not know if our what we want is because we really want it or because society has told us to want it. That is what I said. It's very different from it is not natural for us to want to reproduce. No, that's not what I'm saying. I didn't say so. If you
Okay,
understand the
so I am
difference, I did not say
I
so.
am saying that
Now, I am stating that as
okay.
higher beings, we
Hmm.
have that choice. We can choose if we want to be reproductive, if we want to reproduce, if we want to mate, if we want to pursue a career or not. As higher beings, we can choose that. But
Mind
we
you, this
have
thing is
been
not about
trained
female. Oh.
to believe.
Sorry, mind you, this question is not
I
just
did
about
not
women.
state
Oh.
female.
About
I did not state
okay,
female. I did not
okay.
state
Let me
female.
okay.
What I am
Let me
saying, I did not separate gender at all. I am
okay.
very,
So let
very
me
deliberate about the words I use.
okay. Hold on. Let me straighten this for you so that we can have clarity. Now, on the one hand, me, Ron, I'm saying that majority of people, by natural default, want these things, right? And just now, you've not made any clear statement whether it's natural or not, right? From what you said you can't say if it is natural or it is social conditioning. I am already
That's
saying,
not what I said.
me. Ah, okay, what did you say again?
Yes. And it will be very, very, you would actually understand me better if you allowed me to conclude. But you keep asking me
Conclude.
to wait and start again. Now,
Okay, conclude.
as higher beings, there's a fundamental what should I say to reproduce. There's that one. But we do not have to always be in that line. We can choose. Wrong. Do not reduce us to the animalistic or basal level. We are not just on that level. We have other levels which are higher levels. Now, if you want to compare us, you always compare us to dogs. We can do better than that. A dog
I didn't even
cannot
say
go
that.
get, in fact, these days they even go get jobs there. Eh?
I didn't even
But
say
now,
dogs. I said giving
you
up
said
patients.
animals. Yeah, okay, yes. And I just chose one as an example. That's all. I'm
Okay,
just
but I
trying to
didn't
make
choose
you
that one.
understand. Yes, I
I
chose
would
it.
have
I
chosen
chose it.
monkeys.
I'm
Me,
the
I would
one
have
choosing
chosen
it for
monkeys.
emphasis. I'm the one choosing it
Okay,
for
okay.
clarification.
Okay,
After all, I'm
all
trying to clarify so
right.
that my statement is
All right,
shorter.
clarify.
So, as human beings, we do have several, we are like onions. Let's go to Shrek. We have layers. Now, do not subject us to just that basic animalistic layer. We do have the cognitive reasoning to go higher than that. You understand? We can choose that we do not want to reproduce. We can choose that we don't want to mate, that is not our purpose in life. But when you condition people to believe that that is their sole purpose, they do not now know whether that is what they want to do or not because they are already conditioned to take that route in the first place. That's what I'm saying, that you cannot now say that 90% of people want to reproduce as their basal
I
function,
didn't
as
tell you 90.
in
I
life.
didn't even tell you 90. I didn't give you percentage.
Oh, you didn't, but you said a majority of people. You did.
I said majority.
A majority of people want to, I don't think you can now come to that conclusion. That's what I'm stating, based on the conditioning that we were given. If we were not conditioned as a society, as the society, then we will say, okay, they came to that notion on their own. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So
now
Makes a lot of
now
sense.
that you've concluded and I've gotten the
Mhm.
full picture, now,
Mm.
so that you don't confuse us with this your big grammar rigmarole. I'm going to
Who
pin you
am
to
I?
corner.
I'm not
Hold on.
confused.
I'm
I
going to
totally
corner
get what
you.
she's saying.
Wait now. I'm going to put her to corner now. Now we
Mm.
have primordial instinct, natural
Yes.
instinct, and we have
Mm.
social conditioning, right?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Now, which one do you think is social conditioning and which one do you think is primordial? The ability, the desire to reproduce and leave legacies and continuity, or the choice to say, I am not doing it. Which one do you think is primordial? Which one do you think is social engineering or social conditioning?
Okay. Now, primordial. Primordial will be to reproduce. Primordial will be to reproduce, right? Now, and I'm speaking on individual. Now, I'm just as I'm stating, you do not have to always succumb to your primordial instinct. You don't have to, because we have that ability. You understand what I'm saying? Society on its own has decided that you should
Mm-hmm.
now stick to your primordial instinct. So they are not two different things. What I'm stating is that without that conditioning, would you actually choose your primordial function?
Did you see the confusion in what you just said?
There's
There
no
is
If
no
confusion in what
confusion.
she
society, I'm
said.
coming,
You're
I'm coming.
confused. There's
Hold
no
on, I'm
confusion in
coming.
what she
Wait,
said.
Candy, I'll come to you. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. If society can influence your primordial condition, don't you think that is now social conditioning?
Do
Think about
primordial
it for one
conditioning,
second.
hold on. Are you trying to say that primordial instinct and social conditioning have to be two different things?
Yes.
Why do
In
they have
this
to be two
case,
different things? No? Why
it
do they
is
have to be two different things?
good. The concept of reproduction, living legacy, continuity is
Uh-huh.
something that comes naturally for a human being, right? Even though
Uh-huh.
we're higher, like you said,
Uh-huh.
it just
Uh-huh.
comes by nature. It
Uh-huh.
is not natural for you to condition someone to say you don't have to. You can make a choice. We are not dealing with intellect, advanced way of
We
reasoning.
are intellectual beings, Ron.
That's what I just
You
said
understand
now.
what I'm
That's what I
saying?
said.
We are
Now,
intellectual beings. Sorry, let me give you another example.
okay.
As I am here, we have six in Nigeria, we have primary 1 to 6, right? And
Yep.
then you are now standing in front of the class and they say you can choose where to go to. Usually people start from primary 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as you are standing, you have the capacity to go to primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, primary 4, primary 5, or primary 6. And then your head teacher keeps telling you, go to primary 1, go to primary 1, go to primary 1. That is where instinct and social are pushing you to, because society has decided that from the time where we were dealing with primordial beings to the as primordial beings to now that we have other choices. Society hasn't advanced to that level where they've allowed you to choose for yourself. Society is still under the conditioning where you must start from primary 1, even though you have the capacity to choose any other class that you should attend. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Have you landed? Have you landed?
I thought it was obvious.
Okay, I'm going to this corner. You're not going. Happy and Candy, allow me and my sister. We're going to iron this thing out neatly. And we must come to
But
another.
the thing is that maybe you should allow them explain
No,
either
no,
my
no,
point or your point,
no, no, no,
because
no, no.
I'm just going to
We'll
keep
get lost.
repeating what I'm saying.
No, I'm
But
coming. We'll get
another
lost
time,
in.
let me explain something. Sometimes when two people are in deadlock, you need a third party to explain or to
They are going to
shift,
judge when we are
to
done.
shift things around. No. You see, this is not it's not a fight. So there's nothing to judge. It's just ideas that are being thrown around. So if somebody
Okay.
else can come into the mix and either make me understand your position or make you understand my position, then it will be better, because to keep repeating the same things over and over again,
No, no, actually, I'm not blaming you.
Mhm.
I'm not blaming
No,
you.
no,
I'm
no, no.
actually
I'm just
blaming
stating that
myself.
Allow
No,
other people come into this
they will.
discussion
Don't
so
worry,
that
they will come. They will
we
come.
can have
Don't
a
worry.
rainbow, color of
Don't worry. They will come in. I think
like
it's also
Habi now
because
will have a fresh perspective, and
don't worry. Abby,
should
Abby is boiling. There are things in her mind she wants to bring out. You don't worry. Abby is on
No?
fire. Just wait.
What an assumption. Why am I on fire?
Hi, Abby. You know how to force somebody's hand. Can't you just pretend?
No, you can't just be rubbing me in and I'm just sitting down
Uh,
on my own. I did not say
no, it's only
anything.
when
I'm just listening.
it's only when I'm under the wet. It's only when I'm under the bus. You know how to be stepping on me. You don't know how to be
No,
like
just
Candy.
talk straight.
Incorporate.
She's making a point, and if you were going to
Okay.
counter what she said, all you needed to do, just like she said, is to listen to. At least I think Candy was trying to say something.
I'm coming. Okay. Let me just round it up now so that Candy can take it.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. Again, I made it. I think I'm giving you too much space. Let me narrow it again. Here's the point I'm trying to make. If primordial is something that does not have external interpretation or influence, it just comes like that naturally. Nothing is influencing it. It's just you and yourself. You made the decision by yourself based off of your biological build, your mental or psychological functioning. So let's classify that as being primordial. What a human being will do without direction, without governance, without rules and regulation. So we'll call that primordial, right? Now, the other one, the social conditioning, is the one they are teaching you how to move. Oh, you don't need to be like this. You can be like this. You have a choice. Do whatever you like. Say you don't want it when you don't want it. Say you want it when you want it. So because people, you now have a freedom, you're not given option to break out of this primordial matrix and make
that's
your
an
own
assumption.
decision.
That's an assumption. That
Okay,
is where I
Candy,
think
you
that is where you are diverting. Your assumption is that the primordial is always going to be divergent from the uh, social. That is the assumption, but that is not based on
but that,
reality. It is
but
not.
that's why I
It's not.
coined it primordial
It's
because
not based on reality. It's not
okay,
based on
let
our
Candy come.
African setting. It's not based on reality.
No, I'm not even using Africa. I'm just general human reasoning.
I'm just giving you a specific example. It's even if we are going to take an example from our own society, we will say that it's not based on reality. So
Okay,
primordial is
let,
not always different from social conditioning. You
okay,
can
let
now
me take
say that
Abby's.
it has evolved to this and we are trying to break away from that. Fine. But that is what we are trying to break away. That's the mold we are trying to break away from in the first place.
Okay, no
So
problem.
can
Let me take Abby's advice and bring on Candy because he's been angry that I didn't
Well,
allow
I
her
mean,
to speak.
I was just like I can see where is it May Moon, or can
yes.
I just call you May?
Yes.
Okay. So I think you're not really getting what she's trying to say in that. So we're talking about the primordial, but she's also saying that we're also higher beings that have realized we have a choice in whether we want to go with this primordial settings that we've been. But also, on the other hand, though, a lot of our societal, our cultural beliefs have beat it in our heads that this is the way things should be because it's the natural way of life. And this is
Is
the
what
way
they're
things
used
should
to.
be. And so we try not to diverge from that. That's my interpretation of what she's saying, and I absolutely agree with it because, like you said, I'm not disputing the fact that yes, for most, the natural instinct is to want to have a partner and
Yes.
reproduce, and for
Yes.
most, not all. But on the other hand, too, like she said, we do have choice now. We know that even though this is our natural instinct, we can decide we don't want to. But a lot of women don't make that choice because society keeps telling them that they have to stick with this natural instinct that they have. So that is what May is saying, and this is a fact. This is what we see. I mean, like I said, in most societies, women are still told that you're supposed to marry, have kids. You're ever you come second to anything else.
Okay.
Like
Yeah. No.
you're
Anything else?
you're not
Anything else?
accomplished until you've gotten
Okay.
married.
So basically, so society is conditioning people that they have to get married and have children and everything. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's no more
Yeah.
primordial.
No, it's
Society is one.
see, they're not
It is
mutually
not either
exclusive. You're not
or,
understanding.
Ron.
They're not
It's
mutually
not either
exclusive.
or. It is not
Okay.
either or. Stop
Okay.
making these hard line. You move to this
No
side,
wahala.
shortest to the left, shortest to the
Maybe,
right.
maybe,
It's no longer
Ron is
military school,
being
my dear.
purposely
Forget that
obtuse.
thing.
maybe Happy after weighing in and listening to all this conversation will come with a very superior argument to buttress what I've been saying because I see that she's been
It's
nodding
No,
her
I
head.
can't. I
Nodding
can. I
her
can
head.
never. I can
Yes,
never
now let me
agree
finish.
with
Did I
you.
say you should talk? Did I say you should talk? Let me finish now. The citation is still on. Saying that she's agreed with me in a couple of
oh
unusual
my god.
occasions. This might be one of the time. And Abby, can you do your glasses the way you always do it? I like just for emphasis. Correct. About that. Abby's a very good girl, though. But anyway, give your presentation. Let's hear.
Anyway, the whole point is that I think they both said the exact thing that I would have loved to say. Because if you look at it from perspective, people were not given, you know, the annoying part is I get angry when I remember how, when I think about it, not when I remember, when I think about it, that somehow, either knowingly or unknowingly, we've been programmed. You know, it's it's barbaric, it's annoying, it's wicked. And in my head, I'm thinking. I remember what the day that I shared that when I had my daughter, that I went to work. People were concerned about the child, which is, is a natural thing that if you have a child, you should stay at home for 1 year, do breastfeed, breast only, and all of that, right? But nobody in that conversation, even amongst us, women, men, or maybe guys, was like, were you okay at the
Patriots.
time? What was your mental state at the time? I was literally cooked in the house because each time that I want to go and work, I was told that, oh, don't go and work, I'm going to pay you. At the time that they were paying me to work, I wasn't seeing working as that the fact that it's not just about you going to job and get money. It's also about the fresh air. It's also about the fact that you are communicating with other people. It's also about
Mm-hmm.
your mental
There's a
state.
sense of fulfillment and doing
Mm-hmm.
something
It's
like
also about
yeah.
fulfillment, like you said. And so when I finished having the baby, which for me, and the reason they were giving me suggestions to stay was because, okay, I'm always, I have this iPad, something, I can't remember what it's called, iPad, where you have to throw up every now and again.
Oh,
And so it was like, oh,
Mrs.
yeah,
Gravinum.
exactly. So I was like, oh, you need to go, you can't go out, you can't do this, blah, 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 blah. So more or less, I was cooked in the house, like proper cooked. So my head was going gaga. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I just couldn't see a reason why I should just stay in the house, even though there's a baby. I'm like, okay, we both have the baby. You look after the baby. Let me go and get some fresh air. So the work I was doing, it wasn't about the job. It was about the fact I just want to go out. I just want to, and that's like a perfect excuse for me to go out. I'm not trying to open a defense. It's my choice. I did it, and I don't give two F's about it. But because the way we've been programmed, we think that it's natural. That certain things, this is a natural thing. Somebody is doing mother friendly. The other person is saying, no, I'm almost dying feeding this baby. I need to add formula to it. You're like, no, the natural one is, it's like not seeing things from other people's perspective because we're not in it. And I think that's what Ron is doing because you're not in it. I think it will make sense when your children are a bit older and they start making choices. You will probably understand this a bit better. I'm not saying you will understand it totally, but you probably understand it a bit better. When we start treating everyone as individuals, somebody's married, this married couple is different from this married couple, and we can't compare them because what works in their house might not work for this person. This single person and this other single person is not, what works in their house there are times when, and I don't know, maybe it's from this show or maybe it was from Bumi or from someone. Someone sent me a message and they said, I want to leave my, I want to, she wants to leave her husband. And if, I don't know, a lot of people have different notions or whatever about me. Naturally, my look and the way that I would present such information would have automatically said, you know what? Leave your husband. Leave him. He's just been an asshole. But you know what? I asked her and she was shocked. I said, how many kids have you got? She's got 5. And I said, how old are they? They were between maybe 8 and 3.
Mm.
I said, have you planned this? Do you know what's going to happen? So what I'm saying is that if this is the decision you want to make, you have to weigh in the consequence. Now, another person will come to me, I will advise something different because the husband that we are talking about is particularly rich, according to her. So automatically, she might lose the right to see those children. I said, so can you live your life knowing that you won't have access to your children anymore? These are decisions. And that's why I get angry when people want to advise somebody to say, oh no, if you're doing this, just get out. You can't take this nonsense. Oh, you can't take the nonsense, but have you looked at the situation holistically? So I wouldn't advise anybody and say, oh, they are beating me. I said, yeah, if it's beating, let's see what we can do. Can we go somewhere far? Can we do this? Can we do that? But stop saying, oh, this. So no one rule fits it all. So if a woman is saying, one woman is saying, I want to have a child. Another one is saying, I know what they did to me when I said I wasn't ready to get married. My parents were practically begging. And I don't mean that literally. They were begging me. They were like, oh, no. I was like, oh, I don't want to bring somebody to my house because our TV is old, our settee is old. And I am not exaggerating. They change everything just because they want me to bring somebody home. I still did not bring somebody home. And a guy, which was my ex, came to visit me one day. And my dad was literally kind of like, oh, welcome, my son, God bless you. Well, I was like, Daddy, calm down. What's, like, excuse me, you're going too far. And before I could say Jesus is Lord, they've rolled me with this guy. They can't take all the blame, obviously, sir. I have to take some of it. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. Because the society, like, oh, you're not an achiever, you're a young lady, you finish your school, you're studying, and you're very undecided about what to do. You don't want, it's not like, if they ask you, do you want to go to study? You don't know. Do you want to work? You don't know. You don't let people live their life according to, so that when they come back, they can say, this is my chance. I don't want to have children. Yes, don't have children. You want to have it, think about it. Why do you not want to have it? Some people just need explanation. But we will never do that because we just assume. How can you be a woman without having a child? No, that means you're not a woman.
Exactly.
How can you be a woman and not be
somehow?
You're lacking. How can you be a woman and not have that motherly thing? How can you be a woman? I trained my girls to be kind of very independent. And when I went to Nigeria, I kind of regret it in a way, but I also love it. I regret in the sense that they were not like munchy against with me. Like they're not like, oh, mommy, we miss you. They were not crying, and I want them to do that, but they're not doing it. So I said, did you miss it? I thought, mommy, you were fine. I hope you're having fun, because they are having fun clearly. But that's the way that I've trained them. But it's also, and then I understand how some parents are like, oh, I don't want my kids to grow up. They just make their kids to be like very dependent on them because it's a selfish thing to do. But that works for them.
Honestly, I think we should allow people to be undecided. Allow them breathe a bit.
Just do you. If you decide you want to get married, fine. You don't want to get married, fine. You want to have children, fine. You don't want to have children, fine. You want to, anything you want to do, live with it.
Huh? I know what people say about Oprah Winfrey.
Mm-hmm.
We know what people say about Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is this, she's that.
It doesn't matter that she's an accomplished, top of her career. The fact that she never got kids, I've never married, right?
I had to change people's mindset when somebody wants to refer to me and say, oh, I know you're a single mother. I said, excuse me?
What is
I'm not a single mother. I'm a single parent. I don't know the disparity. I don't know why. Have you heard somebody say a lot of times that this person is a single father? No. It comes with all sorts of nonsense, baggage in, baggage out.
no, but
Let people be.
it's really crazy though, the conditioning, because even me that I've had two kids, people like lose their minds when they find out I've had my tubes tied, because they're like, well, how can you do that? What if we want to have another? I'm like, I'm 43 years old. I'm not having any more children. Like people like lose, like they go crazy. They're like, or
And that
they'll be
was
like,
your
well, you never
choice.
know what's
And
gonna
that's a
happen.
choice. And that's a choice that you have made yourself, because you know that, okay, this is what I want. I don't want to have more kids. I don't want to, I still want to have one more anyway, by the way. I don't want to have more kids. I don't want to have this. I don't want to, it's your choice.
But they make it seem
I've,
like there's something wrong with you for not wanting to have more kids.
my friend has 4 kids. And when I saw her today, the last child's about 3-year-old. And I'm like, okay. And I looked at her, I said, are you planning to have another child? She said yes. And I'm saying this now, even though I've been saying everything I've said before that allow people to make choice. Do you know that I actually told her that, are you mad? Like, why do you want one more? Do you get what I mean? So sometimes
In
it's
this
all of us,
economy.
we do this. Yeah, I'm like, the economy, you're not thinking of this. You're not thinking of, like, you must be mad for you to say that. To say that you want to have another one. But she loves kids. She's always loved kids from when she was little and all of that. And then
She has
it's
4
at the end,
already.
and she has 4 already. No, this is where we draw the line to say that, okay, you have 4 already and all of that. But the thing is, even with the 4, she ever need my help? She ever need my support? Did I ever give her anything? Did I ever tell her what to do? Think of the only thing I like to say about anything is always think of the consequence.
Mm-hmm.
If you can live with the consequence, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
If you can't live with it, or you're going to come tomorrow and cry about your decision, then don't do it.
Yeah.
But if you can live with the consequence, if you want to have 10 children, for all I care, have
Absolutely.
10 children. But we will keep telling you, reminding you that the economy is not friendly. You have more kids, you have other kids, you have to look up to them. Think about it before you do it. That's about it. But we can't say it is wrong to do that. We
Mm-hmm.
can't say don't do that. And this is where we have to get to. Look at Ron looking very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Ron,
No, I wanted you to keep chatting. I'm really taking notes. Hopefully,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
next 6 years I'll learn.
yeah.
Continue.
So at the end of the day, that's what it is really. So I don't know how you guys got to this place. I don't know how you got
I
to
know.
this
I
place.
don't even. Yeah.
But I know that the topic is religion the answer
Religion
to
answers
everything.
everything.
And I know how this started here and all that. I missed a couple of it because I needed to take an international call. So apologies for that. Like I said my apologies.
So,
Um,
okay, finish.
so religion is not the answer to everything, and it will never be the answer to everything. However, for those who believe in it, religion it's like a sucker for some people who can't
Mm.
handle so many things,
Yeah.
particularly in the third world countries, particularly in Africa. If you tell people if you take religion away from them, you have to give them something.
Something. Yeah. Agreed.
I don't know what else you can give them that is going to occupy their mind, because what religion will tell them is that they need to study the Bible Monday to Friday or every day Monday to Sunday, pray without ceasing, do this, do that. So it's already programmed. Everything is there for them, and it occupies their mind. So when they are poor, even though they are not going to make effort to go and make money, religion is telling them, you know what? Let the weak say I am strong. Let the poor say I am rich. So giving them this false reality, giving them false hope, and they love it, and it's working for them. Some people are kind of, they're living through it. They're living through it, and it's annoying to say this, but it's working for them. So for me, I would say I do not have a problem with religion, but the problem that I have is the manipulation. Let people make informed choices. Give them room to breathe. Why do you not want to get married? Because I just don't want to get married. Is there something that's happened to you before? Maybe yes. Okay, let's talk about it. Is there where we could get a therapist and try and walk that person through it? And if they still insist, no, that's their choice. That doesn't make them. It doesn't mean that they're going to be lonely. The fact that they are lonely or the fact that there's nobody with them doesn't mean that they are lonely. There's so many people that have a lot of people around them, yet they are lonely.
Mm-hmm.
So we agree with Memo's first point that people don't know what they want sometimes?
People.
I feel like a lot of people would make different choices. Would feel more open to making different choices rather than what society expects them to, if that makes any sense.
Where did she go again? See why I'm asking a question. Where did she run to? Okay, now
I'm here
here's
now.
the thing. Okay, so you've not seen people that woke up one day without anybody telling them anything just because they feel it's good. And I'm talking about men and women. They just woke up and said, "I'm not getting married. I don't want children." On their own. No, they just felt that way. They said they don't want. And maybe 20 years down the line, they're like, "Oh, snap. I made a terrible call. Bad decision. Never seen it before."
I'm sure there are people who do that. It's just like there are people who do get up and get married and may have children and then wake up 20 years and be like, this is a mistake. This is not the kind of life I wanted for myself. There's
So, what
always
do you think?
that,
Yeah,
huh?
sorry. What's the percentage difference between
I don't know. I don't
people?
have any statistics, but
No,
and there are
no.
people
So
who who choose not to get married and have
choose
kids
not
and
to.
still live happy, healthy lives. Don't on their nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews and don't have any regrets about not getting married or
You
having
know what?
children.
You know what? I would have loved to delve into this subject very deeply, but because my friend and a host of other people are going to really, we're going to go into it maybe by the weekend. We're preparing a serious
Mm-hmm.
lecture. I don't want to say too much, let the cat out of the bag, because it's something I would even encourage everybody, whether you are patriarchal, whether you are feminist, whether you are womanist,
Patriarcha.
anything you are,
Patriarcha.
anything, anything you are,
Patriarcha.
uh,
Okay.
and the topic will be womanism versus feminism. So it's going to be
Womanism versus feminism.
Is
versus
it
feminism.
humanism or womanism?
Woman, womanism versus feminism.
Womanism? What the heck is
Yes,
womanism?
Exactly.
and you're a feminist. You don't even know.
I've never heard the term womanism before.
Okay, you will learn that day. Don't worry. Yeah, don't feel out of place. It doesn't mean they are not brilliant. I too, I didn't know. I also dabbled. I was just lectured recently, so there are a whole lot of things I don't know. So I had to learn. I'll share it on the other platform. What's the name? Society and Run. Maybe this weekend. I'll let you guys know. I'll share
Mm-hmm.
the invite when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
But Candy, before we close, I need you to read out all these final
Oh my god.
comments. The American accent, please. Because I'm feeling the American.
Ipenam, that's the truth, whether you like it or not.
That's Abby writing rubbish as
Oh,
usual.
is that Abby?
Yes. Okay.
Chai
Have I now
Maymoon,
school of
Chai Maymoon, I have proposed to you. I would have proposed to you if you were not married. She made some
don't
sense.
go near don't go near Moon. Shotgun is cocked. Okay,
That is what you said. Felix Peters, that is what you said.
I was talking to Moon.
That was what your illustration suggests.
Again to Moon.
In Nigerian tongue, Maymuno. I think Maymoon's got a big fan. Religion is a set of amen hot tap. Religion is a set of rules meant to enslave the mind. Religion has failed to stand on its own attestation and rather cracked itself as a pyramid of false information. It has borrowed from a reality of another tradition and culture to survive.
Okay. Any final words from you and Candy? Then we're going to have you for.
Well, I don't know. I think we
Actually,
kind of diverge from what the topic actually is about.
actually, that's what Abby wanted the topic to.
Yeah. Wait, about religion, right? Um,
Yeah, as it affects people's decisions.
yeah. Honestly, I wasn't even sure if I would be able to
Excuse you.
contribute.
I
I,
let her finish now. She was
I
talking.
I wasn't sure if I'd be able to contribute into the because as you all know, I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in
Well, you contributed. Aren't you happy for? Wait, let me give you a clap. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you.
but
Okay.
I feel like I mean it cannot be the answer to everything. I mean, even I do understand that people need something to hold on to and something to give them hope. But and honestly, I have no problem with people's religious beliefs as long as they're not harming anyone with it. With that being said, also you have to do it with our like our folks say with sense. You can't think religion's going to solve every single thing. You just can't. Yes, I know people believe in the power of prayer. Not something I believe in, but I don't knock anyone for believing in it. If you feel like you know you get something from prayer, by all means do it, but also take some action along with that. You can't expect um I feel like it should come hand in hand with some type of action. You can't have some kind of disease and think you're going to pray it away, or some type of financial woes and think just praying it away, just praying will just fix it all. So I mean, like I said, people have a right to their religious beliefs, and I don't knock anybody down for their religious beliefs, but I just think you have to do it with sense. That's my two
Thank
cents.
you. Thank you. Happy fast
Mhm.
before
From the
Madam,
Am I
heathen
please.
allowed
of
to
the
talk on my
panel.
own show now? Oh,
Wait,
okay. I see.
now you close out. Now you're not the one closing out. Let's have you talk. Then you close out.
All right. I think Candy
Okay.
has said it all.
Okay. So don't
I
say
think Candy
anything.
has said it.
Abby, don't say anything since you have said it all.
What kind of
He was eating. Ah, Happy Fast was eating while we were starving and staying on the show. Ah,
Mhm. Anyway,
yes, Abby.
yeah.
Okay,
So
talk
what I was
so that
saying,
Abby.
what is it?
Keep talking so that Abby, when Abby comes, she closes out.
All right. So the bottom line is religion can't solve all the problem. Just like the first illustration that I made from the start, if your roof is leaking, you don't call God, you call the person that can fix your roof. In other sense, if you're going outside and you see a dog that is going to bite you, you don't call God, you run away from the dog. And I could give you more than enough examples to that. So it means that they're specific. Now, is the concept of God a bad thing? That is individual perspective as well. I believe in God, and I believe in prayers. But I also do not believe in the fact that living what is meant to be or done and then sticking to prayer. I said in one of the things that I said earlier today that I've not paid tithe in a long while. I don't believe in all this. There's so many things I don't believe in. And
Did you say did you repeat again that you don't pay tithes and offering?
yes, that I don't pay tithe and offering, and I'm a proud
Hey,
You
let
tithe
her
repeated
talk.
eater.
it again.
Let her talk.
And I'm a proud tithe eater. I eat my tithes, I drink it, I take wine to just like the Bible commands it. It said, take your tithes, take it to a place where I'm going to choose and have a very
I hear
strong wine
me.
with it.
Me.
I don't know where that is quoted, but it's in the Bible that you take your tithes with a strong wine, eat it with your family members. And so I do that, and
Good for you,
I
Abby.
do take strong wine if I want to. And so without leaving what I'm trying to close up with is that your life is in your hand. God has given you the capacity, the mental capacity to think. We are not biomass. We are not animals. We are human
Continue.
beings with higher thinking power. It means that there is little or nothing. We can blame the society for all we care. We can blame the pastors, we can blame the imams and all of that. But it is not their prerogative to look after you. Well, they are supposed to, they have the position. However, if they don't get charged for anything. So your life is technically in your hands. You have any of your religious book, read within the context. Read within the context. And as I could tell, I can only talk about Christian or Islam, and I can focus more on Christianity. On Christianity, it made it clear that if there's anything, that God is not dead. So if your God is not dead, your God can never be limited to a book. So if the writer of the book, if I have a will now, I write a will and I'm still alive, I see no reason why my kids will be stuck to the will. They have to talk to me. They can talk to me to say, Mommy, you know that will that you wrote, what did you put in that context? So I'm putting that to you today. Um, Read within context and seek further guidance from God. That you said that is if you know the God. So if you don't know God, it's time for you to know Him. If you want to know God, find God yourself, and you will. If you find God, you will see Him. So if you know God, then you can do it your own way, which is that no matter what they say, don't preach in the church. Women, don't live your very nonsensical um partner and all that, whatever what they say, you can then use your life. You can do it in a bespoke way and it will work for you. Have a fantastic week and good evening. That's it for me.
Okay,
May I
so
speak
before we
now?
get to Abby, wait, let me just close that so that for the benefit of those watching, what all the long speech, anecdotes, long speech, and everything again. Did you deliver it as a fact or as a personal opinion?
All of the above.
As facts. Okay, don't
All
worry,
of the
Abby.
above. You heard me. All of the
Okay,
above.
okay, no problem. No, I'm not against you. I beg you can do the final damage.
I can't do the this is the funny thing because we were able to finish early, so I was trying to sort something out because I was meant to print out something for class, but I realized that the printer that I bought, there was no ink or even cable attached to it. So I'm calling them. Ron, you are the host. It's not your place to be then explaining. You are quizzing these people. I'm like, now wait enough for it. You're supposed to be
Anytime,
impartial.
did you see what they did to
You're
me?
supposed to
Anytime
be
I ask them a question,
impartial.
wait, did you see what they did to me? Anytime I corner them, they'll say, no, that's not what they said.
You
So
did
now
not
I've
corner
chosen that.
anything. You were just being
Wait,
pedantic. You didn't corner.
wait, wait, wait. Now I've chosen that anytime you make a statement,
Hello?
for clarity, I want to know whether it's opinion or fact. That's
All
what
right.
I'm doing. That's all.
Well,
I'm not
nobody
changing
asked you.
anything.
Nobody asked you when you go into your own long-winded story, whether it's fact or fiction. We
Okay,
just
I'm
But
take
you know
feeling
whatever
me,
you
better.
say and we decide
I'm
you
gonna
know
okay.
I
feel better.
always, I always speak facts now, so that's why I don't get asked.
Yeah, you always speak facts.
I'm the
Indeed,
fact
always
person
speak
here.
facts about things you don't know anything about. Anyways, I had the good pleasure of listening to some. Again, I had to really focus on class, but I had the good pleasure of listening to some of what you guys said. And Memoon was very, very succinct and clear, and yet somehow, for some reason, you just didn't seem to understand what she was saying. She kept saying it, and somehow you just didn't understand. And I was like, Ron is very sharper than this. Why is he having a problem understanding what is being said? Anyways, going I just wanted to pick up on a few things there and then I'll close up. You know, again, no one is saying religion is bad. Nobody here, at least a good, only one person out of the rest of us who has been on the panel is not religious. And I use that very loosely in one way or the other. She doesn't have a religion. The rest of us have religion, so we can't come and say, oh, religion is bad. I don't have a religion, I have a faith. But anybody else who has a faith or a religion or a belief system, and because Candy doesn't have a religion doesn't mean she doesn't have a belief system or a honor system of her own. She does. So again, that's looking at someone who is not following the norm of you must have a religion, yet she's doing well in life, she's making right decisions, she's thinking, at least she has even won honor prizes from the great and only DJ Wiki Wiki himself. and this is someone without a religion. So obviously it is very, very clear that even though she's not following the norm, she's still very much got a mind of her own, and she's still making the right decisions for herself and her family. And that's what we are saying. Religion is good, but do not let religion, especially when it is a human being like yourself giving you directives, don't then let that become your be all and end all. That even when your natural mind is telling you that this thing is not okay, but because Reverend so and so said, or Imam so and so said, or Prophet so and so said, you will now ignore your natural instincts. My dad always said something, said the instinct in us is God's natural alarm bells that he has put in each and every one of us. He has given each and every one of us our own alarm bells. So when your alarm bells are ringing, even if they're not ringing, even they're just going, it's still God telling you that check this thing now, check it out before you go and do. Even the Bible, let me use the Bible that I know. Even the Bible says test every spirit, test it. Don't just swallow because Pastor so and so said. Because Pastor so and so said last year and he worked, does not mean that Pastor so and so will say this year and it will still be the same thing, because you don't know what's going on in Pastor so and so's life. You don't know what's going on in his life.
Hey, Abby,
Or
sorry
her
to
life.
interrupt. I have to run. Like, I have to
Oh
go get, I
yeah,
have to
no,
go
it's
get
all right.
candy.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'll
join
see you
us at
guys
the
next
after
week.
party.
Huh?
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I
Yeah.
was thinking you could come to the after party,
Well,
but
I'll
if it's
see
next
if
week.
I'll see depending on how it ends up with her. Maybe I'll come back. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye. So, let's be very, very careful, because the people that we are so beholden to, that we are so, some people, I remember growing up, and like when I went to go and stay at my auntie's place, hardly could one move be made run. Like, what are we going to eat today? It was almost to that point that they have to go and ask Pastor Olusho. They used to call them Olusho shepherd. They have to go and ask the shepherd, what should we eat today? If the shepherd says do not eat anything red at all, that is it. Oh, we are not eating stew. We're not eating, everything has to be white. It's crazy how much power some of these people have. They are human beings just like everybody else. So let's be very, very careful. And then there are many things that God has, yes, maybe in the olden times they were not available, but now they're available. Doctors are available, nurses are available,
Doctors
psychologists
have
are
always
available.
been doctors have always been available,
Let's
but
okay, fine. I'm not going whether it's in the olden days. I'm just saying now nobody has the excuse. Nobody has the excuse to say everything is available. Doctor, nurse, pharmacist, chemist. Those some people say I can't afford doctor, chemists down the road, pharmacists, something. They are all available. So no one has a reason to then carry something that can get dealt with professionally. You now go and carry it to one prophet that will not be using I don't know what they call it, Mario, palm fronds, and carry it to the river edge and be washing you with caustic soda and slapping you with palm fronds in the name of deliverance. Please, let's go to the right and appropriate places and get help. Because unnecessary deaths, unnecessary damage, unnecessary destruction, not just to ourselves, but to our children, they can be avoided. So, till we do this again, same time, same place.
wait,
Thank you.
sorry, I
Oh,
forgot. I announced it before. Um, I don't know if you're listening. So hopefully during the
no.
weekend we are going to be holding a serious seminar about feminism versus womanism. So
Okay,
I'm not going to.
womanist. The womanist.
I'm not
I
going
know
to
about that.
claim I know too much. I also stumbled into the concept, coined
So
it
you
very.
know about womanists now, eh? Ron, I'm becoming very proud of you. You're reading and you're learning. Good.
You'll be very disappointed when you find out the difference.
No,
Anyway,
I know
so
the difference between a feminist and a womanist. I know
okay,
about
let's not
women.
discuss it. Let's not discuss it till we get to that bit.
Okay.
So, and please, even after the show, when you watch, I really we are begging, please always click the like and subscribe.
Yeah,
And
so like and subscribe because we are really,
always
really
like,
lacking.
always like,
We
please.
are
We are
not
like
saying we want to become mega famous because in fact fame has its own problem. And me, I'm not looking for that kind of problem
this
in my
one, self.
life.
This one I'm doing, the wahala that comes with it, self. People don't know the
Me,
house.
thank God, me, I don't have any wahala. I don't have
I
any
didn't tell
fame
you.
wahala.
I didn't tell you. You don't say they
But
don't turn my house to counseling. Now to put signboard for my gates. Now you remain now. Say,
well,
what they call?
me, I don't have any of
This
that
is
problem because I live a very quiet life. So, well, we're not asking because we want to be famous. I definitely don't want to be famous because fame, as I've said, has its own problems. And maybe Ron wants fame, so do it for Ron, if not for me. But please like,
not that kind
subscribe,
of friend.
share, comment. You know, help us so that DJ Wiki's job will not just be in vain. Yeah, so Francis, DJ Wiki is always going, let me explain it to you. Wiki. So, well, till we do this again, same time, same place. And I apologize. As again, I'm a student, so I had to be away. But DJ Wiki did a good job, at least from the little I saw. So till we do this again, same time, same place. Take care and God bless. Bye.